Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been very quiet since the charity event. I have still been sim racing, I have still been competing, but just not been broadcasting. But today I felt was a special occasion. As you can see, it is the release day of F1 2021. Since EA took over Codemasters, I am very interested to see what the changes are with, or if there are any changes. The official release day for this game is this Friday. It's the 16th of July 2021. However, if you buy the Deluxe Edition, as I did, you have 3 days early access. Currently, I'm self-isolating because I got a ping from the Track and Trace app, so I have to self-isolate for the final 10 days of lockdown, supposedly. So finishing lockdown, or finishing this period as we started. Now, I didn't intend to buy the Deluxe Edition. It's £15 more than the standard edition, certainly on PS5, which is what I'm playing on. But being locked down, I thought, why not? The 3 days early access, and also, you know, I thought I'd do this little sort of first impression video to see whether or not I think the Deluxe Edition is worth it, or just stick with the standard, and I might be able to save a few people some pennies. So I've not played this at all. This is the first time starting this game up, so see how we get on. Okay, please keep your game updated to get additional circuits as they become available. These will be released as free updates for all players. Okay, that's good. Surprising, but good. Speed reading. Probably signing over the rights to my firstborn or something, but as long as it gets us in the game. Yeah. Okay. Multiplayer unavailable. Unable to enter multiplayer while a game is being installed. Okay, fair enough. So that's how recent I've gone from getting the game to broadcasting it for you guys. So 66% of game content downloaded. It said it was ready to play, so I assume there'll be something we can do. Choose your race style. Not to pat myself on the back, but I'm pretty familiar with these games. However, it's been a long time since I last set up F1 2020, so on 2021. Steering assist off, brake assist was off. I think I kept that. I can't remember. I remember keeping the dynamic racing line on because for anybody that tuned into my charity streams, you would see that I wasn't Formula style racing isn't my go-to. Generally I race in GT3 cars or GT4 while sim racing. So I'm not too familiar with all the Grand Prix tracks, so that's why I leave that on. Same reason why I leave suggested gear on as well. Let's leave them as they are. Okay, as you can see from here, I'm using a CSL Elite racing wheel. I think the controls are fine. Was there... I didn't see anywhere to change... calibration. Vibration and force feedback was directly underneath. Okay. Just being blind. Now I do have the settings that I used for F1 2020 saved on my phone. But the question is, where and how long ago did I save them? Assuming it's going to be the same as 2020, from what I've seen online, it seems like it's supposed to be. And these are settings that I've not come up with myself. These are ones from official F1 setup website that I cannot think of the name. We're looking at this. I'm not entirely sure now, if I'm honest. But we'll see. Make sure they've all saved. Good. Okay, right. Save as new control scheme. Oh, that'll do. Custom control scheme, I don't know what it means. Right, enough of this. Let's just get into a game. Or a race. Okay. I have no idea, like... AI difficult, and it needs to be higher than that. I'm not too sure, so I set it at 80. Surface type realistic, yes. Recovery mode flashback. Try not to use them, just in case. Always prefer simulation. Car damage rate, that's new. Okay, so it seems like there's more simulation settings this time to make it more of a racing sim rather than a game, potentially. So unfortunately I cannot show you the breaking point career mode, which is supposed to be revolutionary and a massive deal because it's not installed yet. However, I will just drop us into a quick race and see how we go from there. You can change weather and time of day, and I already set that up. Okay, here we go then. I think we're in. So the graphics look very similar to 2020, last year's game. I do know for a fact that they've included ray tracing on next-gen consoles, which you don't get on the PS4 or the Xbox One. But I believe PC, Xbox Series S and X, and well, maybe not the S actually, but the X certainly, and the PS5 all benefit from ray tracing. I'm not going to mess around with car setups and stuff, because I want to sit down and do that all properly and compare what it's like with my setups from 2020 and see if I can bring those across and so on. And it's not great for you guys to sit and watch. So whilst we are here, yeah, that's all standard. It all looks very much the same. Okay, it doesn't automatically load anything from previous. I didn't think that it would, but you never know. Aerodynamics, the same. Okay, all looks fairly, well, exactly the same as in 2020, last year's game. So let's go to track and we'll see how it compares. Base standard setup, so have a nice comparison point. I do like the new graphics. As in like the new heads-up display. Cars are a bit more twitchy, from what I remember. I do like the, you know, it's arguably not as nice a sound as the older F1 cars. What I am hearing more in this F1 2021 is the whine from the transmission, and it does sound really good. This is a good sounding game. I do have a fan on me as well, so hopefully you're not getting too much sort of interference from the fan. But no one's actually tuning in yet and watching this live at the moment anyway, so if there is a problem, no one can tell me. Oh. I have to move my broadcast screen. See where it's been set up for. I think I finished my charity streams on Assetto Corsa Competizione, so that's why it's up in that top corner. Set purple sector 1. Keep forgetting about 8th gear. Last time I played F1 2020, some of you may remember if you did tune in to my my charity stream that it was, I think I last drove in an F2 car. Okay. It does feel harder to control than F1 2020, last year's game. Just feels like the car is a lot more unsettled, a bit more sort of on a knife's edge, and if you make a mistake it is going to punish you more than last year's game would have done. It does look great though, like graphically, or graphics wise, this is a, and you know, sort of come to expect it now. F1 2020 was a great looking game as well, still is. Okay, I'll push for a flying lap and then I'll get my broadcast box moved. Okay, I've got nobody behind me, so I'll just roll off track and head back to the pits. I did receive a message during that time. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, still a second off the pace.
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 31.6.
Okay, still 1 second off the pace. Losing a lot of time in sector 2. That seems to be where I can pick it up. That was on hard tyres though, to be fair. Like, I think we're the only people out there running hards. We are, so let's there we go. For some reason it wasn't letting me do any tyre selection. See if we can get out there on softs. Just accelerating time until when the track might not be quite so busy. Oh, that'll do. 8 cars out on track. Knew I forgot something. When I was sat in the pits, I was supposed to change my broadcast box. Let's do that now. Okay, second behind Lewis. And I reckon I can go faster. But not like that, I'm not gonna. Sorry, I meant to be speaking about my first impressions of the game, and I'll be honest, they're good. I managed to close the gap, but not enough. I'm not going to make up 7 tenths on this lap. I really enjoyed F1 2020, whether that was playing, I was about to say playing with myself, but that sounds really wrong. Whether that's playing solo or with friends or competing in a report code, I'm not sure what that is, or competing in an online league. I really enjoyed F1 2020, and this feels not too different, which might be why I like it, but it does feel like a progression. If you are on the fence, if you have F1 2020, I mean, I've not touched on any of the new features like Breaking Point, the career mode, or like co-op career or multiplayer career, because you can choose to be rivals as well. Haven't touched on any of that. Just purely from a driving standpoint, it feels really good and it looks awesome. So first impressions so far, very good.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:29.6.
So I'm still losing time in sector 2. Other than that, considerably quicker. I say considerably. Quarter of a second across sectors 1 and 3 combined.
The car settings screen on your multifunction display will allow you to change various settings as you drive. Open the display with the MFD button. You can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change.
Four minutes remaining. Head out. One more flying lap. Just see how we get on. Bear in mind, this is still only practice. I still have qualifying and the race to go. Plenty of tyre life left. Oh, that's not the way to do it. spun the rear wheels up coming out of that slow corner. I would argue the force feedback feel that I'm getting is also slightly better. I don't know what's changed. It might just be that I've not played last year's game for a while and just forgotten how it felt. On last year's game, during practice, there was objectives, and depending on how you did in them, depending on like changed your race strategy in terms of fuel and tyre wear and tyre recommendations. And I've not seen that in this game. Maybe I just haven't looked hard enough. Okay, I didn't finish on a great lap, I know that much. But I'll you know what, I'll take second.
Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Max had a bit of a shocker down in 10th. On mediums though. So I raced on hards and then I went straight to softs, so I drove the practice session. Okay, so I could skip straight to race if I wanted to, which I don't want to. See if we can qualify. So one shot qualifying as well. So we have one lap. I know you can change it, but just for the sakes of this video, I thought I would just go one shot. It's kind of how I prefer to do it as well, all through my F2 career. On last year's game I did the same. So I'm not fiddling around with car setup, so I might as well just head straight to track. No, not good. Oh, you can see where I'm losing the time. I do like that there seems to be a live position timer showing where you're going to qualify, which I don't think they had in 2020, so that is, I like that, that is a nice addition. And if it's right, I could just qualified in second.
It's time to
Yeah.
remind ourselves of our top three: Hamilton, Norris and Max Verstappen. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
So 0.144 seconds off. Max is very close behind me, so it should be an interesting race. In terms of how it compares to last year's game, I'll be honest, I'm really enjoying this. If you are on the fence, I do recommend it, especially if you know you've got friends that can jump on, you can do some online racing with as well. So 14 laps of the race, so it's not too long.
Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit. Any moment now, our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix will begin.
It's very similar to last year's game, I will say that.
Today, around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10.
I will say, I do recommend this game if you're on the fence, but if you know, money is a bit tight or anything like that, you don't need it.
With the race minutes away from starting,
You know, last year's game is still a brilliant game.
Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have
You know, a lot of my friends still play last year's game, so I will occasionally jump back onto that myself. It's still a great game. Don't feel like just because this has come out, that's obsolete. It's not.
Fernando Alonso and Ocon, Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then. It's time to go racing.
That's
Head to trackside for today's race.
that's what I've experienced so far. Obviously, the new features on this game may be a game changer, and I might change my tune. But whilst they're still installing, I don't really, I don't think it's right to have an input on those just yet. Start on softs, go on to mediums. I mean, there's no, like I said, unless I have missed it, there's no way to get a tailored drop my fuel load a bit. How do I say it was? 14 laps, so that should do. There's no way to get a tailored race strategy, but I'll go with what they've suggested. I mean, not everyone is going to mess around with car setups. They should. It's a great way to learn, and you know, it's not the most detailed sim in the world when it comes to car tweaking, but it's a great place to start. I do recommend it, and you get a lot more out of the game. It opens up a whole other element to the game. But if that's not for you, and you do just go with the bulk standard, then that's sort of what I'm trying to emulate here. So okay, held position. lighting these rear tyres up. I ain't gonna last long if I keep doing that. So we know damage system works. I don't like using flashbacks, but for the sake of this video, it's no good me being out on lap 1. And I got a trophy for it as well. Oh, there you go. That's what I can say. I did it then. I did it to get the trophy. AI braking so early. Okay, you have to remember that. Just keep my distance. Until I am ready to potentially make a move. Okay, second gear stops the tyres lighting up quite so much. Out of there. With DRS, I can. I'd prefer to have had the move done before the corner. Oh no, out on the dirty stuff. Go for the outside this time round turn 1 with the aim of having the inside. And I think that was fair. The transmission whine in this new game, it just sounds so good.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Okay, the radio from your race engineer seems a lot clearer than last year's game, which is good. Full race update.
You're leading the pack. P1, Verstappen behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.2 seconds. They're on old softs. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. 9 laps to go.
So I don't know if you saw there, I said I tried to use the voice control, but instead I had to do it manually because it didn't pick up my voice. I don't know if it's a case of it learns your voice or... So let's see if anything has changed with the pit stops.
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Complete. Go now.
I mean, everything, even the on-screen, like the HUD, is exactly the same, seems exactly the same as last year's game.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
But then, you know, there was nothing wrong with those overlays, so... Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hello, FireGamer579. Thank you for watching.
Daniel's in for his stop. Our gap to the car in front is 5.0 seconds. Our gap behind is 1.8 seconds.
Sorry, I didn't get any kind of notification that anyone was watching. Oh, there you go, it's just pinged up. So thank you for tuning in. Are you, you know, is this a game that you're interested in buying, or have you already bought, or? How is the game so far? Mine still don't know. I'll be honest, I'm really enjoying it. It's mine hasn't fully downloaded all the additional content, like the Breaking Point career mode. I'm excited to get to that. Which is why I'm just in a normal Grand Prix weekend at the moment. If you had last year's game, I will say that it is an improvement over that, but it's not worlds apart. But then if you enjoyed last year's game as I did, that's not a bad thing. I will say I'm playing it on the PlayStation 5, so it does have the added benefit of ray tracing, which last year's game didn't have. So there is, you know, graphics wise it's a step up, but last year's game still looked good as well. I think you will be pleased when it's finished downloading. One of the lucky ones that's also able to get hold of a PS5. It is good, and obviously the standard one comes out on Friday. I'm currently in self-isolation, unfortunately. Thankfully not sick, just apparently come in contact with someone that is, so I have to isolate, which is why I thought I'd treat myself and get the deluxe one and get a few extra days of playing. As I said, I think when I started this stream, it was about 60% downloaded, so I had enough of the game downloaded to jump into like a Grand Prix weekend. But the, like I said, the additional content, all the icons pack and everything like that, the stuff that makes it a deluxe, hadn't installed in yet, and nor had the different career modes or anything like that. So it'll be very interesting to see how that pans out. The Breaking Point career mode looks very interesting. Okay, yeah, very similar position. I was going to go for the standard as well. I'll be honest, I wasn't even aware the Deluxe had the early access, and then one of my friends told me a couple of days ago about it. And as I said, you know, I thought, oh, I'm off work, isolating. It's a few extra days that I get to play it. Did you have last year's game, the F1 2020?
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, okay. In that case, you're going to absolutely love this. It's not a huge jump from F1 2020, but from 2019, it does feel like a much bigger leap. And yeah, I would say you're right to be excited about it. It's brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. This is the first time that I've ever obviously played it. Only finished downloading, well, didn't even finish downloading so far today. And yeah, I've got to say I'm really, really enjoying it.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Okay, sounds like a very similar boat then, because as I said, I wasn't aware of the extra days either. So it is a, you know, I think that is a good little system that they've got going. You know, if you pay the extra just to get, you know, I don't know, it doesn't need to be like a week, but just a few extra days is really nice. And as I said, especially in my situation at the moment where I'm currently locked in, it does sort of give me the chance to try and get to grips with it. I've got a few friends that are sort of on the fence whether or not to go for it. That we all used to race on last year's game together, and they're on the fence. So I sort of thought, well, while I'm off, I'll bite the bullet and get the Deluxe, and then put this stream up, and they can see what they think. But I'm so glad I did. I really am, not just saying that. Sorry, but I didn't quite understand the message. It says you're leaving. You leaving? You going on holiday or? Oh, okay.
This is your final lap. Final lap.
Oh, so the extra days will really make a difference then.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Enjoy the movie. And enjoy the game when it's finished downloading as well. I do think you're going to love it. Okay. First ever race in F1 2021, and we got the victory. Get first on the podium. Oh, looks shifty. Win a race using manual gearbox. Getting trophies thick and fast here.
What helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. Some amazing talents out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Okay, so that was my first ever Grand Prix weekend in the brand new F1 2021. Officially released on Friday, this coming Friday, the 16th of July. However, if you buy the deluxe version, as I did, you do get 3 days early access, which is how and why I'm playing today. When I first started this stream, it wasn't fully downloaded. It's only at about 60%. Which is why I'm leaving this screen up currently, just to say I'm guessing it's fully downloaded because I've just received my 18,000 Bitcoin, the in-game currency that comes with the Deluxe Edition. Okay. Before, when I first started this screen purely had Grand Prix weekend and settings and game options or something along those lines. As you can see, it's now fully installed by the looks of things. So you've got your podium pass up there, your Bitcoin, your current level, and your message, your emails. Breaking Point is the new career mode, which everybody is really excited for, and rightfully so. It does look very, very good. Obviously, I've not played it yet, as mine is only just installed. I will probably be starting that off in a separate line of streams tomorrow, but I've just realised the time. Hey Benji, how you doing? You started it earlier. Okay, in that case, he is the man to speak to in terms of how good Breaking Point is or not. It is something I'm very excited to try, and my initial plan was to jump on today and to try it out. But as I said, it hadn't finished installing when I started the stream, and I have a private stream later tonight racing around the Nürburgring with an actual racing engineer. So I think this is probably it for this stream and for F1 2021 today, or maybe not all day, but certainly while I'm going to go and eat something now, and then I've got to stick in a few practice laps already around the Nürburgring on a different sim. So thank you for watching. If this is a game that you are interested in buying, if you haven't already, it's got a massive thumbs up from me. I I'm very, very impressed with it. I think it's brilliant. I was a big fan of last year's game, and that has carried over. Everything good about that game that I personally liked has carried over. I know a lot of people are upset about the absence of the classic cars, but I found that I never really drove those anyway. So for me, that's not a huge loss. The graphics are better on this. Like the screen overlays and stuff are pretty much identical, but as I said, there was never a problem with those, so they didn't really need to change anything. I'm very excited to try out Breaking Point. I'm also going to talk my fellow racing friends into getting it also on PlayStation 5, so that we can do some co-op careers and stuff like that, or rival careers. As a new feature, you can do 2-player career. Yeah, there's a lot to explore. As I said, my personal opinion, I'm somebody that loves racing games, loves sim racing, and loved last year's game. This is a step up, and I personally feel that it is worth it. F1, last year's game is still brilliant. I've got nothing bad to say about it, but this, it's newer. It is better, and I'm very happy with my purchase and going for the Deluxe Edition. So hopefully consumer advice, and if you get it, great, enjoy it. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. That would be awesome. I'm trying to grow this channel as a sim racing channel, and thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.